And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Guys, we could be witnessing the last ever Labour government. Yes, it might sound far-fetched to you, but when you see this revelation, you will know exactly what I mean. After a recent vote here, guys, this could be the last ever Labour government, and this vote far exceeds Keir Starmer's worst fears. It's getting to that point, quite frankly. As always, guys, we are going to be breaking this story down. You're going to enjoy this one, so do stick here right to the end. We're also going to be getting a reaction from this as well, but as always, please do hit the like button and hit the subscribe button for more. So yes, guys, Keir Starmer has faced an electoral wipeout as Labour's support plummets to just 14%. Support for Keir Starmer's Labour Party has fallen to just 14% in a damning new opinion poll. Keir, who won by a landslide victory, again reading that out, I don't think it was a landslide victory, I just think many people that would have voted didn't vote, so that's how they ended up getting 34% of the vote. Despite that, last summer, they're now in distant fourth place according to Find Out Now's latest survey. Reform, as we know, remain well out in front within the country, with Nigel Farage taking 31% of the vote. Kemi Badenoch's Conservatives trailed in second place on just 20%, leaving Zach Palensky's Green Party in third on 18%. And whilst I like to see Labour dying, the fact that people in this country, 18% of this country, think that Zach Palensky's Green Party could actually make the difference to this country is ludicrous to me. It genuinely is. But such a scenario, guys, Reform would be handed 400 seats and a majority of 150. So let's get into the sort of graphics of this, and you can see for yourself. Oh, well, this at least says on the 3rd of December that Reform would gain 355 seats. This is no surprises there, but look at the map of those light blues. The Green Party would essentially be the official opposition with 75 seats. The Lib Dems, I don't necessarily think have grown as much, but they would be the third biggest party. The Conservatives would be down 73, but would have 48 seats, so essentially quite close to the SNP. The fact that the SNP are quite high up is pretty ludicrous as well. And then you're seeing all these ones. But look there at the bottom. Labour and Keir Starmer would be left with 4 seats. Left with 4 seats. This would be a historical low for the Labour Party. Losing 407 seats in the space of what? Less than a year and a half? Or just as we get into it, 18 months? This is literally unprecedented for the worst for Keir Starmer. This genuinely is unprecedented at this moment in time, what we're seeing. 4 seats. That would be a historical low. But look at the country here. I mean, no surprises here with the Green Party. My goodness me, these guys need a wake-up call. These guys need a wake-up call. Isle of Wight. Half of them are voting for the Green Party. Mental. Crazy. But, as you can see, Reform versus, I mean, it would be the furthest right party you could get within British politics at this moment in time, this including sort of Advance UK, but Reform on the right, and then you would have Green Party like on the extreme left fighting each other. This would be cinema, but my goodness me, I just don't want Green Party being anywhere near. But to see Labour Party out here is pretty crazy. We're seeing a lot of reaction to this, by the way. As you're seeing, Labour projected to just win 4 seats. The British public have had enough of being treated like suckers. Let's get into this video here and get a bit more reaction from this, guys.
This is even worse news on top of terrible news for the Labour Party, isn't it?
Well, good afternoon and thank you for having me on. So, this was a poll conducted by Found Out Now, as you say, and it put the Labour Party on 14%, which is their lowest rating hitherto. What would that mean in terms of the parliamentary arithmetic, you may ask? Well, it would mean that Labour would come 6th in their seat count and be reduced to 25 seats nationwide. To dig a bit deeper into that, they'd be totally wiped out in Scotland. They'd have 1 seat in Wales, and their remaining seats would only be centred around South London and Liverpool.
I mean, that's a pretty extraordinary projection you have there, but is this poll in line with other polls? To me, it looks like a bit of an outlier.
Well, one swallow doesn't make a summer, Tom. We look at the poll of polls which aggregates the data from other pollsters so that we get a more reasonable picture. And our poll of polls would suggest that Labour would still be reduced to very few seats, but not as low as 25. We'd be having Labour on 100 seats in our poll of polls, but the trajectory for Labour is certainly going down. And if we try and read between the lines, why is this happening? To whom is Labour losing all of this support? Well, quite a lot of their support in recent months has been hemorrhaging in the direction of Zach Polanski and his Green Party. And I think Labour's strategy of doubling down on the small boats and going hardline with their immigration and all the rhetoric surrounding that may be coming back to bite them. Here's one for you. At the moment, if we were to put that poll from Find Out Now into our model, we would have Keir Starmer, the Prime Minister himself, losing his seat to the Greens.
Wow.
Yeah, that is. I mean, the Greens have done well in that sort of area of London before. I mean, it is extraordinary to see.
But this is also the latest poll to record a rise in support for the Conservatives, and that is after Kemi's, everybody's saying, pretty impressive speech in budget speech in the Commons.
Yeah, so her approval ratings on a personal level have definitely been going up, but the Conservative poll rating has remained fairly flat at around 20%. I think the reason that the Conservatives are faring slightly better in terms of the number of seats that they're projected to win is because Labour's falling even further.
There has been a slight uptick in the Conservative polls. They were for a long time in the sort of high teens. Now they're in the 20s, perhaps low 20s. Is that a stabilisation, a cauterisation of the wound, or is there some recovery there?
I think they've got a lot of ground to make up for. The poll of polls that we have puts the Conservatives on 18%. And interestingly, the Find Out Now poll, which you were talking about earlier, put the Conservatives on just shy of 20%.
What do you say to people going, oh, it's just a poll, it doesn't matter? When people actually get to the ballot box, they will go with their heart, but they don't always tell pollsters the truth. What is the answer to that? Because that's what we always hear.
It's a good question. I mean, lots of politicians will say the only poll that matters is the one on polling day, but polls are a barometer. They will give politicians an idea of how they're performing. I mean, if it weren't for polls, then politicians would think they were doing a great job right until the day before the election.
A very good point, well made. Well, Marwan, thanks indeed for joining us. And
Well, I believe polls are very, very accurate, because the reason why is because that's why Labour focused their sort of attention on the Reform Party due to that. And probably, yeah, I mean, they probably upset their own voter base because they've gone far left. The Labour Party are left-wing lunatics in terms of the people that are in there. So they were trying to compete with Reform's vote, but actually Reform probably gained off the Conservatives, actually. And then Labour, I mean, it's just not working for them whatsoever. I don't know why this graphic here says 4 seats, they were saying 25 seats, but regardless,
this is
I think it's the same
worse
thing.
News
but
on top.
yeah, guys, do let me know your thoughts on that down there in the comment section below. And how low could Keir Starmer and this Labour Party get? Could we get to a stage over the next sort of 6 months, where we see them get no seats? Imagine, I can't believe there's actually people out there that are still voting. But then again, it doesn't surprise me in terms of, Jamie Carragher and listening to his rhetoric. People will probably share the same views as him. He was like, it doesn't matter who's in charge of the Labour Party or what they do. I'm from Liverpool and I'll always vote Labour no matter what. Which suggests that a lot of people probably share their mantra, sticking to a political party like they're some football team that you don't have to be loyal to. But guys, still let me know your thoughts on that down in the comments. Hit like, hit subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care. Peace.